All-Star Break Predictions Part 3. We're going to cover outfield in this video. MLB the Show _tips on Twitter. And for weeks, we've been telling you the big roster upgrades are coming for the All-Stars, and this is the time. So we put together prediction videos for you. Developers told us in this stream a lot of attribute changes are going to be coming during this. So here's what we've done. We've divided it into infield, and we've already done those videos. Outfield is this one, and pitchers will be coming up tomorrow on Saturday the 11th. We expect the roster upgrades to happen on the 13th, Monday. So let's kick it off in left field with Bryce Harper, no doubt first half MVP, hit .348 against righties, .333 against lefties. I look for those contact ratings to both go up. Power versus righties is fine, he hit 20 home runs. The lefty power should go up. He had 5 of them there, maybe in the upper 70s is where I could see it going. Now in the game, he's listed as a left fielder, so let's keep left field his position, but let's move up some of those attributes. And I think this is a very conservative way to move up his hitting attributes. He becomes a 99 overall left fielder. But remember, in real life, Harper is a right fielder, so let's move him over to right field, and you'll see what happens with his ratings. He's actually a 97 overall. I didn't change the attributes. All we do is change right field, and the position is just weighted differently. So this could be one of the more interesting attribute upgrades, but if they change his position, he won't be a 99 overall. Next left fielder is Starling Marte. I think he deserves a power boost in the righty category. He's got 8 home runs versus righties, and he's a 30-30 candidate, 30 home runs, 30 steals this year. Mets left fielder Curtis Granderson, 81 overall, I think could get some contact boost versus righties, hitting .276, and maybe even some power. He's got 12 home runs versus righties, but lefties, it's terrible. 121 average, 1 home run. He could easily be downgraded in those. I still think valuable because he hits righties well. Now, the Yankees left fielder Chris Young, 77 overall, should receive some hitting versus lefty upgrades. He's hitting .351 on the year, but he cannot hit righties, so you want to use him as a platoon in case you're facing a left-handed pitcher like Chris Sale. Blue Jays left fielder Chris Colabello, one of the better underrated left fielders in the game, hitting .318 against righties and .360 versus lefties, so expect those contact ratings to be going up into the 70s, even 80 range. He's only got 4 home runs against righties and 4 versus lefties, very even power splits. I'd expect power to be in the 70s for both. And a downgrade candidate to talk about is left fielder Justin Upton of the Padres. Why? Only hitting .190 versus lefties, so that 72 contact should go down. He is hitting .275 versus righties. You could see that go up. Now, when it comes to power, I think he could see some power gains versus righties. He's hit 13, but look for a big drop of 92 versus lefties because he only has 1 home run versus southpaws this year. One other thing to point out, he's got 16 stolen bases on the year, so look for his speed and that steal rate to go up. Another downgrade candidate actually has had a good year hitting, Hanley Ramirez of the Red Sox. I don't think there's any problem with the attributes there with contact or power, but it's his 57 fielding and 69 reaction on defense that may actually drop. He has been one of the worst, if not the worst, outfielders in all of baseball this year. They're finally DHing him in Boston, so that could actually affect his overall rating. Another left fielder to talk about with downgrades is Michael Brantley of the Indians, 89 overall. He's got a .299 average versus righties this year, which I think is a little low for that 91 contact versus righties, and that's where you could see a dip. Also, only 5 home runs this year. He doesn't have good power attributes anyway, but not a great year for Brantley. Now, Cespedes of the Tigers has the opposite problem. He's been terrible against lefties, hitting .188 this year, so that 57 contact versus lefties could even be lower, and especially that power versus lefties, 80, has got to go down. Only 3 home runs this year out of the 12 he's hit against lefties. However, he's hit .318 against righties with 9 home runs. That 72 power could actually go up. Over to center field now. You look at Mike Trout, already a 99 overall, but I do think we could see some boosts in contact versus lefties. He's hit them really well, .329 average this year, 7 home runs. And of course, we could also see his power go up versus righties. He's hit 17 home runs versus righties. That 81 could be at least an 85. It really won't do much for his overall, but just makes him that much better. Now, he's only got 9 steals on the year, so that 79 steal may actually come down lower in the 70s. Next up, we got 2 Yankees center fielders to talk about. Brett Gardner, expect better contact ratings, hitting righties well at .299 and lefties equally as well, .295 this year. He's also on pace for 30 stolen bases this year, so boost that 60 steal rating up. Now, of course, he's in center fielder because Jacoby Ellsbury has been hurt. Even though he's been hurt this year, I think his contact versus righties may jump. He's hitting .333 against righties, which is the third best among all outfielders in the game. He's also hitting lefties well, .306 average versus lefties. All right, next center fielder is A.J. Pollock. Hitting attributes are in line with the great season he's had, so I don't expect anything there, but his speed and steal rating should go up. Pollock's 18 stolen bases rank third among all outfielders. Similar boost could be coming for Lorenzo Cain. He's got 15 steals on the year, so that steal rating may go up. I agree with his current contact ratings, but the 38 power versus righties should also see an increase because he's hit 5 home runs against right-handed pitchers this season. When I looked at Jock Peterson's numbers, I think his contact and power attributes are almost perfect for what he's done this year, hitting .230 and .233 respectively against righties, lefties, 17 home runs against righties, and 3 more versus lefties. I think the power and contact are fine. It's the fielding that I think he could use a boost in, and that may get him over the hump into gold territory as a center fielder for the Dodgers, having a great rookie year. Over to the Rockies center fielder Charlie Blackmon, his 64 power rating versus righties should increase. Why? 10 home runs versus righties this year. Now over to the speed category, he's got 21 stolen bases. That ranks second among all outfielders, only behind Billy Hamilton, who's way ahead of him. So look for that 74 speed, 57 steal to go up. Now, Denard Span of the Nationals hitting .341 versus righties. This is the second most behind Bryce Harper. Very dangerous against righties. He's also got 4 home runs, so you might see the 34 power go up into the 50s. And also, he's got 11 steals, so look for a small steal upgrade. And finally, Billy Burns of the Oakland A's, look for more contact ratings. He's hitting .314 against righties and .325 versus lefties. Also has 17 stolen bases on the year, which ranks 5th among all outfielders. And last center fielder that deserves an upgrade is the Rays' Kevin Kiermaier, the best defensive center in all of Major League Baseball statistically, so that 85 fielding should go up. He's a .250 hitter against righties and lefties. Contact may balance out there. Power is fine, but only 12 rating for steals. What's up with that? 9 stolen bases on the year. That should also go up. He could easily be in the low 80s if he gets those upgrades. Moving over to right field, even though Giancarlo Stanton of the Marlins is on the disabled list, I think he still deserves power upgrades. Listen to these numbers. Chris Davis has more power versus righties, 97, even though he's only hit 15 home runs compared to Stanton, who's hit 18 versus righties this year. Against lefties, Nelson Cruz has a 98 rating, even though he's only hit 7 home runs and Stanton has hit 9. So there's a reason to believe that Stanton deserves power upgrades. He should be the #1 power hitter in all of baseball. Speaking of Cruz, another right fielder that deserves an upgrade, at least in one category, is Nelson Cruz of the Mariners. He's a 90 overall, and he's hitting .285 versus righties. I think that 69 contact versus righties is a little low. The power and everything else are fine. Cardinals right fielder Jason Hayward, 82 overall, should get some contact upgrades against lefties, hitting .310. When you look at power, 8 home runs this year versus righties, so that 58 may also go up. And he's got 9 steals on the year, so that 40 stolen base rating, I think he deserves some upgrades in the stealing category. And a lot of people are wondering why JD Martinez is still an 81 overall, even though he's got 24 home runs on the year, hitting .297 versus righties. That should help out in the contact versus righties and those power numbers. 19 of those 24 home runs coming against right-handed pitching, so he's a little more dominant there. So look for power upgrades to come for the Tigers right fielder. Now, Chris Davis of the Orioles is a new right fielder. He was a first baseman until the last roster upgrade. He dropped -4 overall just because he moved positions. Attributes for hitting did not change, and I actually think he should get a boost against lefties. .305 hitting versus southpaws, so look for that 52 to move up. The power splits are pretty accurate. And a quick stat to point out of Tomas of the Diamondbacks, right fielder, should get an upgrade against contact versus righties. Only a 62, but he's hit .324 this year against right-handed pitching. One of the bigger mysteries will be if they will downgrade Yasiel Puig. I know he's the cover boy on this year's game. What will they do? He's only hitting .265 versus righties, but he's got an 89 contact versus righties. Something has to give, at least for that one attribute. I think he will get downgraded into the upper 80s. And another downgrade candidate in right field, and the last player in our prediction video for outfielders, is Blue Jays' Jose Bautista. Only way I could see him getting downgraded is if that 96 power versus lefties drops a bit. Out of his 17 home runs this year, only 2 of them are against lefties. So let me know if you have any questions on Twitter, MLB the Show _tips. Check out the other prediction videos. We got the pitchers coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And we've got the MLB 15 The Show All-Star Game matchup is set. Method Man TV is going to be the American League. Cardinal Bird 5, #1 Diamond Dynasty player out there, National League. The lineups I just put on Twitter, MLB The Show _tips. Check that out. We're going to be streaming this live on their 2 Twitch channels, Cardinal Bird 5 and Method Man. So check it out and subscribe here for more videos on Diamond Dynasty, hitting and pitching.